Okay, this one hit hard today. The question is, have you ever felt like you could disappear from your own life and no one would ever notice? Raise your hands, please. Let's talk about it. Listen, when we feel invisible, whether that is being overlooked, not seen, not heard, that we're taken for granted, maybe that is in our own personal life, in our relationship, at work, it sort of gives a little, ding on our confidence, right? A little, you know, wear and tear on the confidence. And I don't know that everybody's been there, but I know that a lot of my clients that I work with feel like they are not seen, they are not heard, and they feel invisible. So, we're going to talk about some ways to start being seen, start being heard, start believing in yourself again, and small little tiny steps. I think one thing that a lot of coaches do, they want to jump from the starting line to the finish line and we want things changed and done and feel better quick. I get it. But when we have some raw emotions that need to have some attention, sometimes it's little baby steps. So let's take the baby steps. The first little step is to acknowledge how you're feeling. And I think as women, especially those in my generation, I'm 49, we were told to be seen and not heard, and our emotions were second, right? Um, I have very vivid memories of basically being told to suck it up, buttercup, right? Um, no ill will at this point because I've done a lot of healing. So it was just the way it was. Okay. Not justifying it, not saying it was right, just it was what it was. So now, as we have progressed into adults, some of us have moved on and gotten over that. Some of us still hold that inside. For those of us that believe that we have this inner child, that little inner child is still there. And that little inner child needs to be seen and heard and loved the way we needed to be seen and heard and loved. Okay. So we go through this. We grew up. Now we're adults. We've got families, relationships, work. We're in a workplace with coworkers. And it sort of has really eaten at our confidence, one way or the other. And so I want you to know that this is not about you being broken. You're not broken. Okay. I just sort of see it as wear and tear. And the great thing about wear and tear is that a lot of times that wear and tear can be fixed, can be healed, right? So I want to talk about why feeling invisible hurts our confidence and how we can sort of reclaim that. I've talked about it already. Being overlooked leads to self-doubt. Self-doubt leads to shrinking even further, and the cycle continues. That lovely snowball effect, right? So, unfortunately, though that wear and tear is not only necessarily from other people, it can be from ourselves too. Negative self-talk is a huge one, right? We beat ourselves up. We're our worst critic. Um, it's because we know ourselves better than anybody else, right? Like my spouse knows me very well. better than anybody other than myself. He sees me differently. He can be a different perspective, right? But ultimately, if I'm talking to myself negatively day in and day out, it'd be very difficult for him to swoop in and fix it, right? Sometimes we have to see ourselves. We have to choose to heal that wear and tear. And it starts with us. Nobody else can do it, right? Now, we may get that wear and tear from other people. That's true. We can't control them. We can only control us and only take control of how we move forward, right? So I want to give you a few things that you can do, like I mentioned at the beginning, little small baby steps, little small steps that you can do to make this process a little bit easier and to go forward. If you've been with me for a while, you know I am a journaler. I have journaled for forever. And one thing that you could do is a daily self-recognition practice, so to speak. And at the end of the day, get a journal. And again, if you've been with me, you know it doesn't have to be a fancy journal. It can be a notebook and a pen or a pencil. I really do like writing, at least in my experience. I'm a fast typer, and so when I type, I don't necessarily focus on the meaning behind the words so much as I do if I'm writing, if that makes sense. So I handwrite my journals. And at the end of the day, right before you go to bed, take a deep breath in and out. Write down one thing, just one, that you did well today, no matter how small, no matter how small, right? So maybe that was cooking a lovely dinner. Maybe that was taking a shower. That can be huge some days. Maybe it's taking a walk. Maybe it's making someone else's day. There's tons and tons and tons of possibilities. So write down one thing. Now, I would like to challenge you to write down at least one up to five. And I do this every single day in my gratitude journal. Five things that I'm grateful for today. Again, if you followed me for a while, you know that I have said for a long time that what if you wake up tomorrow with only the things that you're grateful for today, right? So try the five things that you did well today. Maybe you had a great meeting with the coworker and the discussion went well. So whatever it is, write that down. One that my clients really just don't like when I ask them to do it. And then after they decide, fine, I'll do it, then they sort of get into the habit of doing it, is a little mirror work. Look yourself in the eyes, in the mirror, and say, I see you. You matter. Look yourself in the eyes. I see you and you matter. Because if nobody else the rest of the day sees you, hears you, tells you, you are there for yourself, being your biggest cheerleader, that you are seen and that you do matter. Because you do. And even if you don't believe it, I know it sounds goofy and just try it. 1 week. First thing in the morning, after you brush your teeth, look yourself in the face, in the eyes, in the mirror. I see you. You matter. Do it every day for a week. And if you do that, come back. Give me the comments in the bottom. I'd love to hear from you. Good or bad. That's fine. Just let me know. Okay. As we do these little things, it starts to shift our brain. I'm not a scientist. I haven't read the research. I don't know the big words. What I do know is through my own healing and with my own clients, I start to feel when I do it myself, I start to feel that at my core. So give it a try. What could it hurt? What could it hurt? Now, one thing, if you are feeling like you're not taking up space, because a lot of us shrink ourselves, whether that's not standing up for ourselves, that's not speaking up at the work meeting, that's not saying no. We don't say no enough. No isn't an entire sentence. Sometimes we do need to say yes. I'm not going to argue that at all. But some things you can do to help you move into this to that feeling of confident enough to do that is to sit up straighter. How many of you just moved? I see you. Make eye contact with whomever you are speaking to, right? Be clear in your words so your voice will be heard. I'm a mumbler. And when I watch myself back on these videos, I'm like, ooh, that word should have been. And I don't do editing, so you get what you get. But I'm a mumbler, ironically enough. So be clear, slow down, enunciate, take up that space, take up that time. Your thoughts, your vision, your words are yours and they're important. They are important. The other thing that I would recommend you do is reconnect with joy. And the reason why I suggest this is number one, when I was in therapy many, many years ago, my therapist asked me, what do you do for fun? What is your joy? And all of my answers revolved around work. Now, I love my job, my full-time job. But I looked at her and she was right, every answer that I gave revolved around what I do at a job. She's like, no, no, what do you do for fun? And I'm like rattling these things off. She's like, no, no, no. What do you do for joy, for pure joy? I didn't know. I didn't have an answer. So I had to sit with that. So maybe you don't know what that is, right? So figure out what that is because when you find that pure joy, you're sort of, you light up from the inside out. And there goes the ripple effect. I love the ripple effect. When you start lighting up, it ripples out and then good things come back to you, right? So find that joy, whatever that is. Just do it once this week, whatever that is. Paint, dance, listen to music, walk outside, go to have a coffee with a friend, sing loudly in the car. I love singing loudly in the car. Whatever gives you joy, right? It's important to feel that light, to feel that light within you. Another thing you could do, which is huge, especially for my age group, is ask for what you need, and that could be help. That's hard. I'm in the figure it out generation. So asking for help can be very difficult. And I say this to the ladies that I coach. We practically have help doing almost everything. Not everything, but almost everything. Okay. My guess is you didn't, if you're a mom, you didn't give birth by yourself. You had somebody with you or somebody's, right? Um, if you went to school, you may have had an advisor or a teacher or a counselor that helped you along the way. If you are into church, maybe you had a pastor or a preacher or someone that helped guide you, right? So it is okay to ask for help. It's okay. And let me tell you, when I started asking for help, which again is still hard for me to do, I'm not going to lie, it's hard for me to do. It also empowers me because I'm clear on what I need. Well, first of all, I have a goal. I got to get something done. I acknowledge I can't do it myself or I can't do it alone. I choose who I feel I can trust to ask. Then I ask. Pretty sure not one time I've ever received a no. I'd have to really think about that, and then I get the thing done. And that whole package lights me up. I'm proud of myself. So it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. Please know that you don't have to go into this guns blazing in a roar. Again, you can take little baby steps, test the waters, test it with people that you know support you, right? And then you can start branching out to different people to be seen, to be heard, to really engulf your empowerment and your confidence. So this week, after you listen to this, come back, let me know. Put one of these in place this week, no matter what it is. No matter what it is. And come back and let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments how it went. It's going to be scary. It may feel awkward and wobbly and overwhelming, and that's okay. That's okay. Feel that fear. Take a deep breath in and exhale, and then do it. You can do this. I know you can do this. Two things. One, if you've not already, I have a free confidence reset workbook. I'll link down in the description. Absolutely free, absolutely no obligation. And it has some journaling prompts, it has a meditation. If you'd like it, click on that link below. And also, I have a Thursday night group that meets at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time on Zoom. I will link it down below as well. And we talk about the things that make up confidence, the things that are holding us back, the things that we want to conquer so we can live the life that we are supposed to live. So if you'd like to join us, we'd love to have you. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I try to come out with a sort of talk and then a meditation later in the week, each week. So like and subscribe so you can get notified of that. Have a great day.